He and 3:30 a.m. know each other on a first-name basis. After exchanging their niceties, Joe begins his routine. He leaves the safety of his home and runs in the pitch black. Press, push, pull, jump, run. People wonder why he gets up so early. They often ask, what's the point? Joe doesn't take the time to explain, just shrugs it off. What they don't know is that he's afraid of the dark. Has been his entire life. He was one of those kids who kept the TV on at night. As an adult, he faces his demons head on in the pitch black every morning, 3:30 sharp. It's the only way he knows how to start his day. Joe knows disappointment, knows hurt. He knows what it means to almost die of a broken heart. How has he become acquainted with such pain, you ask? Simple. He was courageous enough to have a dream. Joe wanted to play in the NFL. Some said his aspirations were pie in the sky, far-fetched, a long shot, even foolish. They said, you're not big enough, you're not fast enough. What are the odds, they questioned. At age 12, Mighty Joe would set out to prove them wrong. He would become an alchemist, transforming himself from the inside out. A slave to a routine he tweaked, refined, mastered. The field became his sanctuary, a place to find his purpose, a time to order his steps. The weight room became his art studio and his body the clay. Each grueling rep, chipped, shaped, forged. Press, push, pull, jump, run. He chose to wear the number 23. Most thought it was because he idolized Mr. Jordan. Actually, he wore it for his mother. Every night she prayed the 23rd Psalms with he and his siblings. Yea, do I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. And he would walk through those dark valleys. Joe was projected to be a top running back his senior year in high school. His season would end 3 games in due to injury. The majority said it's over, give up, throw in the towel. Not Joe. He learned from a young age that the only thing that matters is his next decision. So Joe returned to the steps of his sanctuary. He escaped to the studio, chipping away at the clay. Press, push, pull, jump, run. The NFL was like air to Joe. He couldn't see it, couldn't hold it, but he knew it was there, fueling his body, focusing his mind, and forging his uncanny will. I guess that's what you call faith. Joe fought and clawed to win a starting position at Portland State his senior year of college. The Angels themselves watched on the sidelines in awe as Joe destroyed the competition. He borrowed their wings from time to time, earning the prestigious title All-American. Joe signed with an NFL team, but injured himself in the preseason and was released. Injuries, whether physical, mental, or emotional, are the great equalizer of dreams, God-given gifts, and will. They follow us like shadows during the day and plague our thoughts at night. Joe wouldn't play another down. 8 years later, and he still executes his grueling routine. Press, push, pull, jump, run. Most people can't understand his unwavering commitment. They ask, why do you get up so early and run? Why do you still work out so hard? Why are you willing to die for a dream that will never come true? If you haven't figured it out yet, this ain't about football. It's about life. Life is a string of choices worn around our necks. And let's be real, some chains are heavier than others. But that doesn't mean you don't stand up and walk tall. So plan A didn't work out, so what? So now you're gonna sit down on the couch, crack open a bag of chips and DVR everything? You got passed over for the promotion for the second time. So now it's time to sit back and do the minimum? To be ordinary when extraordinary is written in your DNA? So your first marriage didn't work out. Do you give up on love? Give yourself to any and everyone willing to take you? Have you forgot your worth? Do you not know how precious you are? Do you torture yourself with the what ifs? What if I would have went to the right school? What if I would have worked for the other guys? What if I would have listened to my parents? What if I would have treated her right? What if I would have said no? What if I would have said yes? What if? The what ifs will kill you. Better yet, do you kill yourself softly with every drink, drug, and distraction? Because you've convinced yourself that the only window of opportunity you've ever had shut years ago, never to open again. Just stop. I want to ask you one simple question, but think long and hard before you answer it. Is this how you want to be remembered? The truth is sobering, isn't it? It will set you free if you give it a chance. The truth is, no matter how many awards and accolades you received, no matter how driven you are or were, you did not do it alone. Because there are too many praying mothers spending hours on their knees asking the heavens for your protection. What about all the fathers working 12-hour days so that their children could have a better life than they did? What about the teachers and coaches that saw something in you that you couldn't see yourself? What about your community? They put you on pedestals you did not have the courage to stand on alone. What about your kids? Don't they deserve the best of you? There's a person out there. You don't even know their name, but they've been watching you in silence for years. Their only wish is to be like you when they grow up. All these people loved you, supported you, cheered your name. You were proof that their work, their life meant something. You were their light in the darkness. You were hope in human form. And now that they need you more than ever, you're telling me that your shoulders aren't broad enough to carry them? I don't buy it. The only thing that matters is your next decision. You got to press off the hurt, depression, and helplessness surrounding you. You've got to push past the slander of your critics. Remember, their only words, you give them power. You got to pull yourself up from the abyss of doubt. You were born to do something great. You got to jump over every hurdle in front of you. There's a reward at the end of this race, I promise. You got to run. And I mean run. Run until you run smack dab into your destiny. Run until the world makes sense again, because the things you do in private prepare you for the moments the entire world is watching. Your life is the most epic story the world has ever heard. It's filled with twists and turns, ups and downs, triumphs and failures, love and loss, happiness and tears. Don't close the book. The story is just getting good. Joe runs every morning because he knows that chasing after his broken dream prepares him for an opportunity even he can't fathom. Return to your routine. The only thing that matters is your next decision. Your destiny is waiting. How do you want to be remembered?